Hey guys, at the beginning of this video, I wanted to let you know that at the end, there is going to be a benefit for people who are in the lower tiers wanting to get a little bit of help to get their shirts in front of an audience that they can sell to. So at the end of this video, I'm going to go over niches that have pretty low competitiveness and shirts that I would be designing for if I were someone new starting out on Merch by Amazon and I wasn't able to do logo merch. So anyway, here's the video. Hey, what's up guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to talk about the Saturday summary and what I'm doing for the future this week with Merch by Amazon. You ready? Let's get started. So, this channel is all about using the online income opportunity we have with Merch by Amazon and Etsy to build our income online, invest this income in things like the stock market and real estate. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, this has been a pretty great week. The sales have been a little bit slower than I would like, but I mean, it's still gotten me over $1,000 for the month. I'll probably wind up with at least $1,200 to $1,300 by the end of the month, and I'm pretty content with that. I mean, it's not like there's a huge reason for me to be hurting for this money. It's mostly going to be invested. So, I mean, there's really no reason for me to complain. This is all extra money that is essentially paying for my retirement, and I hope that you guys are taking advantage of this as well and not just letting this money go out of your hands, but investing this income so that you can actually build financial freedom for yourself and your family. So, what has been selling for me this week and what has been doing the best? Well, the top 3 shirts for me have been autism awareness, craft beer, and realtor shirts. So, obviously, autism awareness has been taking off pretty well because April is Autism Awareness Month in the United States. And so that has given me a great ability to get new designs out there, get designs on the front page, and have shirts that were pretty low ranked actually take off with this Autism Awareness Month because people are buying tons of these shirts. So shirts that haven't sold very well in the past are now selling well and moving up the rankings. And hopefully they'll stay there in the future. Now, we have craft beer as well. Craft beer is one of those that was really good for Christmas because it was one of those hobbies that people buy shirts for and people want to tell people about. So it stuck basically to the front page for Christmas and has continued to sell really well ever since. And then obviously, like we talked about in a previous video, the realtor niche is taking off because real estate is doing great in America. And a lot of people want to become realtors, sell houses, and to do that you basically need to turn yourself into a billboard, and so people buy shirts that are centered towards realtors. And a lot of the designs that I do for those are pretty simple, so it really comes out to a great time for me, especially to have these realtor shirts created and build that income. So anyway, what am I designing for in the future and what am I looking forward to? What I'm designing for in the future, at least when the month of May, is going to be centered on the 4th of July because June is a little bit of a spare month that will likely be taking up 4th of July designs as well. And then whenever we get into the end of June, beginning of July, I am going to be focusing on evergreen because the evergreen designs that we can create from basically end of June to August, September are going to be the foundation for the Christmas season. And Christmas is the biggest opportunity we have on Amazon because it is that time of the year where people just buy tons of gifts and shirts are one of the most common gifts. And during that time of June to August, September, we're able to put a ton of designs in different niches across the board for these evergreen topics to get in the sphere for the Christmas sales that are going to happen then. And that is amazing for us because it gives us, like I said, the ability to get our designs out there on the front page and then sell throughout the year, just like the craft beer shirt did. So if I were you, that is what I would be focusing on. Now, what am I doing specifically to gain traction and build myself as a designer and someone as a merch seller to sell more t-shirts online through Merch by Amazon so I can invest this money? Well, I am mostly focusing on the ad targeting and getting really good at creating ads that are targeted towards the audiences that I'm going after. And if you know me and you know my channel, you know I go after a very specific set of people. I usually go after teachers. I usually go after the awareness spaces like autism awareness, breast cancer, and things like that. And I go after the realtor niche now because it's just been so successful as far as having a design base or a customer base that is so interested and so focused. From essentially, I think it's January to July is a great season for realtors. So anyway, that is what one of the main things that I'm focusing on, learning what keywords to target that are most effective for these people, going through my ads and filtering out the keywords that aren't working, boosting the keywords that are, and making sure that I'm not overpaying for those keywords as well. So making sure the ACoS is around 19%. Now, the next thing that I'm doing is enhancing my design ability and typography skills. Typography is where you're able to use and match fonts together to create a visually appealing design. So, the size of the font, the look of the font, whether it's a script, whether it's block, or something really thin, and the coloration of this design as well. So these are all things that are really going to help to, number one, make the shirt appealing for the customer because no one wants to wear a terribly designed shirt. And number two, it is going to help me learn my audience a little bit better because along with learning the keywords that these people like and look for, I also need to know what style they like. Do they like something that is cursive? Do they like something that is more blocky? Do they like specific colors on these shirts and things like that? So in those areas, that's where I'm pushing to grow right now because those are the places where most people are going to get the biggest benefit. So that is what I'm focused on as far as growing my reach and growing my income and the business that I'm focusing on there. Now, there is definitely some stuff that we need to talk about as far as the new niche for beginners. On this channel and on this type of video, specifically on Saturdays, I like to do something to provide value to those of you who aren't in the higher tiers yet and you're trying to get out of those lower tiers. So at the beginning of this journey for you, when you're in those lower tiers and you need stuff to design for, I'm doing my best to bring something for you to give you a little bit of help in that area. So what I'm suggesting that you look for now and design for are police retirement and tax season. Tax season is one of those seasons that's wrapping up right now, but it's kind of at the height of a little bit of a fever pitch. And so if you're able to get some shirts out there, it's a pretty low competition space, but it is at the height of when people are buying these gifts because tax season was extended. And so you're going to be able to capitalize on that a bit to get your shirts out there and still have a chance to sell. So with police officer retirement shirts, they're a little bit, it's in some hot water right now. Whether or not, or whatever side of the issue you come down on as far as police and the situation they're in right now, police retirement is something that is happening pretty regularly right now, whether officers are actually retiring or just wanting to get out of the force because of the heat that the police departments overall are taking. So designing for the police retirement niche is going to be a great thing for you. You can look for designs that are working and obviously look on Pinterest for extra designs that aren't currently on Merch by Amazon. But for tax season, make sure that you are going to, and what I saw, at least this was what I would do if I were going into the tax season niche trying to create shirts effectively that are going to sell. I would bring something new by going to Pinterest and looking for shirts that are centered around stuff like I would, but I have blank, or stuff to tell people that you're busy, and merging these types of shirts with the tax season niche. So maybe something like I would love to go to whatever tonight, but tax season, or I would love to hang out with my family, but tax season, or things like that. Look for those kind of shirts on Pinterest that have different sayings that could easily be substituted with something related to tax season and being a CPA and this being a busy time of year. So anyway, I hope all of this helps, and I hope that you guys are having a great weekend. And leave me a like and a comment. Let me know how your weekend is going, specifically your Merch by Amazon journey. Let me know what tier you're on and what your goals are for Merch by Amazon and what you intend to do with this income. So anyway, that's all. I hope you guys are having a great weekend as well. And remember, someone is going to do something amazing every day, guys. Why not you? See you.